me now when I'm about to sort out fucking fucking people. Do you see anything dodgy with the settings, Matt?
Not I can see. Second, hang on. Settings. Lobby options. Preset equal. That seems fine. Assists. Yeah, everything. No, hang on. Not my assists. Assist restrictions. Everything's fine for what people want to run. Weekend structure. Sprint race, short, qualifying, long race. Yeah. Rules and flags. Immersive formation, that on corner cutting strict. Emulation settings. Everything. Yeah, everything looks good. Dan on my end.
Alright. So I shouldn't have no 4Z.
No.
No
4Z, no Smithy.
And that's it.
And Max may or may not turn up depending on how he's feeling, because obviously he's not well.
If it's a one race you want to miss.
Beth, could you get me that laptop, please?
If there's one race you want to miss, it's probably this one.
It is probably this
one. Who just left?
I don't know. That's the driver's live stream. I don't want to go to YouTube. Onto there. Just set it up for me on there, please. No, battery dies dead quick.
It was Jamie who left. And do you want to pick your fucking car?
Yes, yeah, calm down.
God.
Seriously, man, come on, get on with it. Fucking Jesus
Why are you
Christ.
not going like being so aggressive towards Smokey? He also hasn't.
I've already messaged him.
Yeah, he's already messaged him.
Shut up.
Be careful, he might bomb you. Oh, cunt. I'll do that later.
Adam.
Where's emo guy? I mean, it's a bit early, but fuck it. And that reminds me, I'm gonna go for a shit.
Your stream on, yeah?
What?
Your stream on, yeah?
Yes, I told you that.
Yeah.
Axel, what are you doing? I can't see my fucking inventory. Get your jughead out of my way.
Jughead.
I swear down, kid. Pick your fucking head up before I knock it to the floor. He's looking at what, Emily? Yeah. Well, I'm not doing what I'm doing because his head's in the way. Well, and then die.
She's gonna kill you, Rob, it sounds like it.
Yeah.
My LAN cable doing this now.
Can't win by the sounds of it, mate.
Alright, monkey boy.
Good evening.
Was down your end the other day?
Oh no. What are you doing down this neck of the woods?
Come to fucking spy on you.
Oh no. You didn't bring Dean with you, did you?
I was dropping Dean Socky off.
Good job I wasn't here then.
I don't know about he's hidden in your loft right now.
Yeah.
That's what that noise is it?
Yeah, exactly. Scurrying about.
Like a little ferret.
More a
Some
rat.
little whimpers that getting quickers. Coming from your loft, that's him.
So it's waking him up at night. He thinks it's a bad dream. It's not. It's Dean.
Do you know what? I
to him
do. Wonder what that noise was.
to put his fucking phone on silent. We're looking forward to Monaco.
No.
Yeah. Good answer.
Was that the answer you were looking for?
Yeah.
It's
If you'd have said
gonna,
yes, I thought you would have been a bit of a fucking madman.
it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt. It's, yeah. And yet somehow, you and James lead the Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, I see. Class, you can't teach
Oh
them.
my fucking word.
That's because Dean's told you to get quicker, hasn't he? Yeah, you see, you knew it.
Not when he
Can't
cooks
get
his
one
left
past
front
me.
tyre.
How is that, by the way? How?
Don't know.
Honestly.
I don't know.
Right, I'm going to jump in the other party. Rob or Paul, tell Dan that I've got his stream and
Fuck
he's ready
you.
to go. Dan, I've got your stream, you're ready to go. Catch you in a bit, best of luck.
Tell me when I'm live, you bastard. Okay, don't tell me when I'm live, you fucking knob. It's one job, so all he has to do is just tell me when I'm live. But no!
Can't do that.
He's incapable of doing it. Lazy bastard. prick. Why can't fucking no one understand what the fuck they're doing? No Smithy. No. Who are we missing? No Smithy. No Gregsy. Bozzy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Simplay Motorsport for the next round of the F1 2022 season, round 4 of the season, and we are here at Monaco, the most famous circuit in F1 history, the Principality, and what an amazing circuit we come to, and this is going to be an interesting race for sure. We have 16 cars with us, hopefully 17 if that Bozzy boy could join us. But what an iconic circuit we come to. The most famous track in F1 history. And already Matt Imovic is on his way out. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you all in the chat. Evening Disco, hope you're well, buddy. Thank you very much, and hope you're well too. I am very well. I'm looking forward to watching some great action here at Simplay Motorsport as we get ourselves prepared and ready to get racing here. Like I said, one of the most famous circuits in F1 history. Number of times this race has been held is 79 times. First held back in 1929. Probably one of the most historic race events that we will have here at Simplay Motorsport. Monaco always brings brilliant action, and the biggest action of all is how many people can stay away from the wall. That is the question. The walls are very tight here. You got the famous tunnel, and obviously you got the swimming pool section as well. We will go on a lap with somebody around this beautiful circuit in a moment as we just run through a few of the information about the track. 3.3 kilometers long, or in miles is 2.0 miles long. Very short track, and in this case tonight we have got a very long sprint and feature race. Obviously, due to the short nature of the circuit and short lap times, we have more laps. There's more risk of hitting walls around here for sure. The count for this one is going to be how many times can people hit the wall without damaging their front wing. That is the question. Most race wins around here in Formula 1 history has been the Ayrton Senna with 6 to his name. Also, McLaren was the most successful team around this circuit. 15 wins to their name around here. So McLaren and Ayrton Senna are truly some very, very good combination here. So the McLaren driver, probably A. Smith, looking very good tonight as history may continue itself with McLaren being the strongest driver here. These guys are currently out on an 18-minute qualifying session, and how the format runs here this evening is like this. We don't do anything different here in F1. We run a sprint and a feature race system. And they will be starting off with a sprint race to start things off, and then they will have a feature race later on. Obviously the grid is determined by how the sprint race is finished, and at the minute they're currently out doing a qualifying session for the sprint. As Matt is currently out on a flyer right now. He is purple first sector earlier on. Didn't quite see if he was purple middle sector, as I've just got the screen to the left of me. But let's see who's in the chat. We have got PM Motorsport, Mummy D, Evil Scotsman, Simplay Motorsport, and Disco McDiscoface. All these guys in the chat. And Matt sets the benchmark of a 1:12.4. Max Mulder goes even faster with an 11.5. Here is the thing though, guys. The rules have slightly changed, obviously due to the amount of drivers taking a little bit too much of a let's say too much of an advantage of the corner cutting, and we have set the rules now to strict instead of standard. So stop the corner cutting for most of these guys, but either way, you wouldn't be able to cut corners around this circuit anyway. It's such a difficult circuit to get around. As we'll go on board with another driver, and we'll try and find someone who is coming into the final sector, who still hasn't set a flyer. Who's in the final sector? We have got Smoky Devil's starting a lap. Max Mulder's on pole. Tim makes a return back. Obviously a couple of races out. He's lost a lot of points to the rest of the guys, but he is back here this evening. Matt is currently on a in-lap, as is Emprava. We've got James currently P5 at the minute. Bouncing right over the curb, and I'm looking for a driver to start a flying lap with. Who have we got? Is Exit Tibbs? Who's that just in front? Is that an Alpine? That is Tim. Yes, he's coming to the pit. So Tibbs will do a lap here. He is on his flying lap here at Monaco. So we go down the main straight, as it's not really a straight, it's kind of a curve as we break down towards turn 1. Make sure we hit that apex and run it as dangerously can to the wall, up the hill, where it swoops from left to right and then back to the left, braking on the corner and trying to get the front turned in, as the bumps are really doesn't help the car out as we go through Casino Square. Massive bump to the left. Most F1 drivers would avoid it. In the game you can get away with it. Down into the right hander, into the hairpin, and down to first gear. This is the slowest any F1 car will go, into the right hander, where famously Ayrton Senna then dropped it where he was massively miles in front. He was like 50 seconds out in front, and he dropped it and put it in the wall. Also where Sergio Perez dropped it and put it himself on pole to win the race. Through the tunnel and then down towards the tight chicane where most people drop the under braking, hit the wall and go into the wall. Into the fast left-hander heading into the swimming pool. Get as close as you can to the wall as you dare. Take as much speed as you can through the first part of the swimming pool into the second. Really close to the wall as you can. Opened up over previous years, but it was a lot tighter before. Into the famous corner where Schumacher pinned it in the wall to stop Fernando Alonso taking pole position. And into the pits goes exit tips. Is Gary going to finish the lap for us? Like I said, close as you dare to the wall, really. You want to get as close as you can. Really flirting with qualifying. You want to take as much as you can without hitting anything, and that is just a challenge on its own. Gary in the final sector and straight into the pits as well. So all these guys are bailing on those laps as Big Boy Brazier comes back out on track. And at the minute, it is Max Mulder who is currently at the top. And let's hear from you guys here this evening. There's a few of you in the chat, currently 13 people watching. If you haven't done so, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss a single thing here at all. And I'm going to put a poll out. Do we like Monaco? As I think a lot of people, I think from a perspective point of view, it is definitely a great race to watch. But also, I think as well, it's a race event where, for a driver, they absolutely detest it. The poll is currently out. Do you guys agree if you like Monaco or not? That is the question. The next poll out in a minute will be going, who do you think will take pole position? But at the minute, it is Max who is currently at the top. At the minute, a few guys are still not put a lap time in. DJ Phil, Leon Fernie, Ivor and Emo Guy all struggling to get a lap time in. Another problem they all were having was trying to find track space as well. That was a big thing back in China. As Beasting Gaming is in the chat. Once again, nice to see you in the chat saying go Tibbs. As a lot of people are putting votes in, 80% so far saying they like Monaco, the other not so keen. So 6 people currently voted. Get your votes in. And Matt is currently on another lap, but he's, you can see now the red map shows that his lap time has been invalid. So this is the problem these guys are going to be having. But at the minute, James is purple, sector 1. So that's a good start for James. Can he complete the lap? As he tries to get a good exit out into the tunnel and towards the braking zone. We've got a yellow flag. That's a slow car, but it looks like they're allowing traffic. That's going to be the big problem here, is traffic trying to allow cars through. But James now through into the second sector. He's got a relatively good gap as Emo Guy has got a 5-second penalty for making a collision with Smoky Devil. Purple middle sector for James. So he's on a good lap here. Nice, clean and tidy, kept out of the walls, and the best starting grid will be the advantage here in Monaco, because you do not want to be in the pack. As James exits the final corner towards the start finish line, does he improve? He goes 5th only, so he doesn't go purple in the middle sector, final sector, but he was purple everywhere else. Not what he would have wanted. We've got a Alpha coming into the final sector. That is M. Brava. He is in the final corner, and then we got the AlphaTauri just behind him. That might be Emo Guy as he peels into the pit, or Ivor, I'm not sure. Yellow flag, sector 3. There's someone in the wall. M. Brava, no improvement. Ivor in the pits. Matimovic in the pits. A lot of drivers coming in. We are now on to exit tips, but we've got a couple of guys just ahead of them. That might be Tim and Max once again towing one another, which we don't really want to see from different teams. We want to see the teammates helping each other. Oh, Tim really throws it into sector 1 there. Up the hill we go. He's going to get traffic right now. DJ Phil, and he's not going to be happy about that. Nope. DJ Phil blocks him, and Tim will not be happy about that one. No purple sector for him, and Max will not get an improvement either. Or he does. He goes purple, but he's being held up by DJ Phil. A reminder to these guys that this is a tricky circuit as well, so trying to get out the way is going to be a problem. And Max really struggling to find a way past Phil at the minute. exit Tibbs on a lap. Emperava's had his lap invalidated, so no one really on a lap at the minute. That's impressive. Monkey Boy currently down at 11th. So the Emo Guy, is he on a fast lap right now? He goes through the middle sector. What can Emo Guy do in the AlphaTauri? That is the question. And we got 6 votes, and we will say that majority of us do like it. And Emo Guy is into the pits. Monkey Boy now into the final end of his lap. And what can Monkey Boy do? Through the middle sector he goes into the final sector. And Monkey Boy back into the pits. No improvement for him. So right now it's currently Max and Tim leaving where things left off in Bahrain, where they were fastest. So Tim into the first sector, no improvement there. Max, no improvement either. So they might be harvesting energy right now and coming back for another lap. Gary 131 currently on a lap, 113.4. Yellow flag, that's possibly Matt. As you see, Gary really struggling with grip there. Pushing the car to the limits, DRS wide open. He comes to the line, any improvement of 13.4? No, so he's on another lap. Invalidates it straight away and hits the wall as well for good measure. As Ian comes back out on track, Smoky Devil currently on a lap. And Max and Tim, once again, following one another around. Oh, it's Matt right in the way of Max there. Max has to straight line the chicane. Tim on a lap, is he going to complete it? Nice exit out of the final corner towards the line. Does Tim go fastest? He does with a 1:11.3. He goes fastest overall. Now, Matt, what can he do? Clean track so far. He's got Tim ahead of him, though. So Tim might be a problem for him. As I'm just currently writing up another poll for you guys. I love these polls. I think they're absolutely brilliant, and we get a reaction from you guys. Nice to hear you guys in the chat. But right now, the top 4 currently got a good gap as there's a yellow flag in the first sector. Amazingly, nobody is out of this session yet. Nice to see Tracy in the chat and Forzy as well. Sadly, Forzy was unable to race, but nice to see him in the chat. And I think we'll go with Ivor. So your choices are for pole position. Who will take pole? Matt, Tim, Max, or Ivor? Obviously, you can put your votes in. I know for a fact Tracy will be saying that it will be Tibbs for a fact. But obviously, I'll go by what the session's running so far. Matt currently in the final sector now. No red light coming up. And towards the line he comes. Matt, he goes P3. That's all he's got. As Ivor in the pits, currently out on track. He is on an out lap. And James is currently on a fast lap as well. He's got traffic on exit Tibbs. And James will not be too pleased about one. Everyone getting blocked left, right and centre. The nature of the circuit. James, any improvement? No, he does not improve. But this is the fun nature of Monaco. Everyone's out there trying to find track space. Emprava, invalidated lap time. Gary, invalidated lap time. So everyone's struggling to get a lap together. Emo Guy, struggling to get a lap as well. All these guys, the last person to win a race here, Emo Guy, he can't get a lap time in together. Emo Guy now starting a lap here. What can he do? Yellow flag in the middle sector. Monkey Boy currently on a lap as well. He has got his teammate of James right behind him. And currently already people are voting in. They reckon that Matt, Tim and Matt, 3 votes apiece now. No votes for Ivor at the minute. He's currently in the pits. I think he's just waiting for a good window to come out. Tibbs towards the line. He doesn't improve. He stays where... Oh, he does improve in slightly and goes P5. Monkey Boy towards the line. What does he do? He goes P10. James is into the pits. He's probably got one more lap in him as Emprava goes purple middle sector. So Emprava's finding time. Can he finish it off cleanly? That is the question. He comes into the final corner. DRS over Emprava towards the start finish line. Purple middle sector. Where does this put him? He goes P5 and drops James further down the order as we've got cars coming out of the pits. That is Max and Tim. And once again, they're following one another out of the pits. As we see here, Exit Tibbs currently on an invalid lap time. Anyone on a fast lap? Monkey Boy, invalid. So everyone who is on a lap has got an invalid lap time. Emprava, no improvement in first sector. Ivor looking after his tyres, taking his time to come out the pits. And a lot of drivers already complaining about traffic in the Discord. This is Monaco. This is what you expect. You're going to have some people on fast laps, some people on slow laps. The guys who are on slow laps will have to get out of the way as best as they possibly can. Yellow flag is sector 2. Tim has dropped it and put it in the wall. So Tim is out of this session. He is done. Can his pole position time hang in there? That's the question, as everyone's now going to be starting their final laps here. Big Boy Brazier, let's go on board with Big Boy Brazier. Jamie Brazier, what can he do on this lap? He comes flying up the hill towards the top end of the circuit, towards Casino Square. Into the left-hander, patient on the throttle, currently P8 at the minute. Probably struggling on the pad, misses the bumps, breaks down in towards the hairpin. Not purple first sector, but he's working his way through. He has got a Aston Martin just in front of him. That is Gary 131. Would Gary play ball and get out the way? He is currently on an out lap. But towards the tunnel we go. Big Boy Brazier, can he improve on P8 at the minute? He needs to make sure he does not cross the white line and get himself a lap invalidated. Into the chicane we go. Over the curb, just within track limits. We get a slight toe off the back of Gary. Running it as close as he dares to the wall. Very close in towards the entry of swimming pool. Jamie really flirting with the wall here. He is really, really close into the final sector now. He'll get a slight toe off Gary. Will do barely anything though. Yellow flag, middle sector. But Big Boy Brazier towards the line. What does he do? It's only P6 for him. Who is else currently on a lap? James is on a lap at the minute. Monkey Boy also on an out lap. So all these guys on an out lap probably won't get another lap done now. So purple first sector for James. He is on a flyer. Max is in the final corner. He might get one more lap in him towards the line. Does he go fastest? No, he doesn't. This is Max's last attempt, as he's got the Mercedes of DJ Phil right behind him. Ivor has crashed out. He is done. So it's Max Mulder now to keep an eye on. James into the middle sector he goes. Can James finally improve on P8? This is not where he's used to at the minute. Into the swimming pool section. How much does he flirt with the walls? Into the final hairpin. James currently P8 at the minute. A lot of cars between him and the front row. Towards the start finish line he comes. What is it going to be? He goes P3 and drops Matt further down. He is currently in the pits. We've currently got Monkey Boy coming towards the line and Gary. Monkey Boy, any improvement? No, nor Gary. DJ Phil, I think, is the next man to complete his lap time. And Max Mulder bails on his. So it's just DJ Phil we're waiting on a lap time and Emo Guy. And DJ Phil really struggling through the swimming pool section. He clips the wall. And Emo Guy's right there. And I think that is it. I think Tim will just manage to get away with it. He will be starting on pole position. And Tim will be on pole. DJ Phil will start 15th. And that is your running order. It is going to be Tim on pole position with Max Mulder starting alongside him, with James in third, his favourite place on the grid. P4 will go the way of Matahimovic. P5 will be Ivor. 6th is Emprava. 7th, Big Boy Brazier. 8th, Tibbs. 9th will be Gary. 10th will be Monkey Boy. 8th will be A Smith. 12th will be Emo Guy. 13th will be Smoky Devil. 14th, Piano Motorsport. 15th will be DJ Phil. And bringing up the rear is Leon Fernie. But on pole position, once again, is Tim. Nicely done from Tim, setting the benchmark over 1:11.3. Good stuff for him there. Emo Guy will carry a 5-second grid penalty going into the feature after making contact with Smoky Devil. We'll end the pole there. Tim on pole position. The biggest one that we need to ask. How many front wings? How many front wings will be gone by the end of this race? So we'll start with 0 to 10. Well, now we'll go 0 to 5. 6 to 10. And I think there's going to be quite a few, to be fair, tonight. 11 to 15. Or we're going to go 16 plus. I will try my best to keep an eye on how many front wings we will lose. But that is the poll. That's the one we care about tonight. How many front wings will be gone? As it is Tim who is on pole position. Get your votes in now on how many front wings we will lose here tonight. I have put my vote in already. I believe it's going to be more than 16. Honestly, after the last time we ran here, 16 front wings. Remember, yeah, I've got a sprint and a feature as well. Possibly could be rain involved as well, but that is the question. Tim, though, on the best position he could start, on pole position. What can he do from there? That is the question. As we've got 4 votes already, and 75% of the votes say 16 plus front wings. This is both races combined, including the sprint and the feature, and like I said, 16 plus it's bound to happen. The more question is, how many front wings is Gary going to lose? That is the question, as he's famously known for losing a lot of front wings at this track. But it is Tim who's on pole position here. From second is Max Mulder, third is James, fourth is Matahimovic, fifth will be Ivor, sixth is M. Brava, seventh is a big boy Brazier, and Exit Tibbs is 8th, 9th is Gary 131, 10th will be Monkey Boy, 11th will be A. Smith, 12th is Emo Guy, 13th is Smoky Devil, PN Motorsport in 14th, 15th is DJ Phil, and 16th is Leon Fernie and bringing up the rear. And my constant weatherman is lovely to say in chat, no rain to report, so that's nice to see. We should have a very clear forecast here tonight. And what are we going to be in for this evening? Sprint and feature at probably one of the most difficult circuits on the calendar. As Big Boy Rory has left the session, so he's probably had a disconnection there. Hopefully he can get back in. Disco in the chat. Go on, Monkey. Have a good night, pal. As a lot of people are just struggling by the looks of things with connections. Not sure why. Probably my awful internet probably doesn't help. So let's have another run through. Tim on position with Max Mulder starting second. Third will be James. Fourth will be Matahimovic. 6th is Ivor, 6th is Emplava, 5th is Ivor, 6th is Emplava, 7th is Big Boy Brazier, 8th is Exit Tips, 9th will be Gary 131, 10th will be Monkey Boy, and 11th will be A. Smith. Then we got Emo Guy in 12th, Smoky Devil in 13th, 14th is PN Motorsport, 15th is DJ Phil, and bringing up the rear is Emo Guy. Probably because you're on the formation lap, Matt. So, kind of not the start Matt would have wanted right now. But as everyone gets into position, we may have a couple of AIs. A lot of people getting disqualified for failing to park in the correct space. But with the res rise, we're going to go live here at Monaco. All the lights come on. The game will glitch out for a second, but we should be able to get going. Matt has left the session. He's been disqualified, has his Big Boy Brazier, so they won't even make the sprint, and we are green here. I'm not sure what's happened there, but both of those guys will not be able to race in the sprint. And there's chaos already at the back. Monkey Boy's been involved in an incident, and Matt has joined the session as we all get going here as Exit Tips trying to make a move up the hill with Gary 131 towards Casino Square. as we all get going, and Tim gets the start. He would have wanted to pull away. A. Smith has been caught up in trouble. Leon Fernie's moved all the way to 10th place as Monkey Boy drops down the order. So does Smokey and PN DJ Phil bringing up the rear, but Tim leads the way from Max, from James. Oh, James has a big moment with M. Plava in P4. P5 is P6 Gary. Exit Tibbs in 7th. 8th is A. Smith, as we all go flying through the tunnel. But Tim leads the way. Max right behind him though. James looking to just keep his nose clean at the minute. James now just trying to stick with the top two at the minute, but they're just pulling away at the moment. A small little gap so far over the rest of the pack, as we are green here. And right now, James is trying to stick with the top two. We are on board with A. Smith, who's hit the wall. That's given Emo Guy an opportunity to look as they squeeze up the hill. And it looks like he's got the job done. Leon Fernie's looking to make a move as well. Leon Fernie and A. Smith come together. And Leon Fernie manages not to go into the wall. That was a very lucky save from them. And Leon Fernie gets away with that one. Great racing between them, very tight stuff as James is looking to try and extend the gap on M. Plava, but he's unable to do so. Tim leads the way. Third is Max. Second is Max. My brain's not working tonight. So we've got a yellow flag further back. That is DJ Phil. He's had a moment and he's in the wall. As Tim goes flying through sector 2. He's purple in the first sector. James really just struggling to stick with the top 2 at the minute, as Emperor also struggling as well. We got another yellow flag. That is Exit Tibbs. He's facing the wrong way. He's got to be careful he doesn't make contact with anyone, and everyone somehow managing to avoid him. Monkey Boy though comes out the worst on that one. Shock there for Monkey Boy. He came around the corner, and next thing you know, he's on a pass in the middle of the track. How Exit Tibbs did not hit anyone, I do not know, but there's already a front wing gone for sure. So up towards turn 1 we go, as the leaders of Tim and Max are pulling away from James at this precise moment. As we will go back on Leon Fernie, who's right on the rear wing of A. Smith and looking to try and find any opportunity he can through. He has got the benefit of running the Red Bull. Obviously equal performance. A big rev there from behind. A lot of these guys probably wouldn't be mixed traction control. Some of them would be on full traction control. Some of them might not even have the traction control on. But at the minute, Leon Fernie still can't find a way past on A. Smith at this stage. Everyone looks like to be running on the medium tyre. And let's have a look, see what tyres everyone is running. Yep, we are all on mediums. Oh, as A. Smith has a big moment just as he goes into the swimming pool. Is our front wing gone, and Leon Fernie tries to send it on the inside. And near enough hits the back of A. Smith there. He got very lucky not to make contact there with him. But right now, A. Smith, this is the problem, Monaco. It's such a difficult place to overtake. We got a yellow flag in the final sector. That is PN. He's a little bit slow, running the Schumacher helmet. But right now, Tim is extending his gap, or maintaining the gap between Max at the minute, staying between a second. James is just a 2.5 behind the back of Max, with Empire another 2.2 behind him. Then it's the fight between Ivor and Gary, 131. Gary having a great run in at the minute, as usually he's in the war at Monaco. But at the minute he's doing very well in P6, 13 laps of this race. This is going to go very fast. Emo Guy in 7th, A. Smith still in 8th. He's got the pressure of Leon Fernie breathing down his neck. And Exit Tibbs currently in P10. P11 is Monkey Boy with Smoky Devil right behind him. And bringing up the rear is Piano Motorsport and DJ Phil. But Tim really pushing the limits here. He's right up against the wall. So Max is trying his best to get onto the rear of his good friend, but he's unable to do so as Tim is just pulling away. He wants to try and maximize every single point he can get here. But Max, no answer. James even don't have an answer for the pair of them. Currently P3, his favorite position. With no Big Boy Brazier or Matt. Max is just the only one in front of him. He will gain points here as A. Smith is in the wall. As Leon Fernie got past him. Was there contact? Leon Fernie gets the DRS. Will Exit Tibbs get DRS? No. But Exit Tibbs is going to try around the outside. That's brave. into turn 1, but he thinks better of it, and he pulls out of that move. Monkey Boy not quite close enough, but Exit Tips got a much better run through there, and in the wall goes A. Smith. He makes contact. And at the minute, A. Smith looking to try and make any opportunity he can to get past Exit Tips, as DJ Phil has got a penalty for multiple warnings. That'll be corner cutting. And as it begins now, the corner cutting will get involved here. A. Smith still trying to find a way past Exit Tips. Smoky Devil clobbers the wall there. As we go back towards Tim now, who is leading the way. Matt not happy in the chat. Leading the way now is Tim. In second is Max. Third is James. Fourth is Emprava. He's starting to get creeped onto the back of Ivor and Gary 131. Gary's having quite a solid race here at the minute. Sitting in that P6. This will help him out for the feature. As we then head down towards the hairpin. And Gary right on the rear wing of Ivor. One little mistake. And Gary will find an opportunity, but there is just nowhere to overtake it. Gary gets a much better run out the corner, but he had a little bit of wheel spin and he was unable to get through. We got a yellow flag for a slow car. Is that Smoky Devil? He's gone down the escape road. He needs to get it out of there. PN moves up a place and safely gets through. Classic Nico Rosberg move there, as Disco says nightmare and Tracy says come on Tibbs. And Tibbs has lost his front wing. Tibbs has lost his front wing. He'll probably be coming into the pits, as is DJ Phil's in the pits. He's put the soft tyre on. And right now he does not want to be getting in the way of the leaders at the minute. He is back out on track. But Tibbs now with no front wing. A. Smith will be liking this, knowing that his front wing has disappeared. Can A. Smith find a way through? A. Smith cannot. Tibbs is going to stick with it though. He's sticking with the front wing. There's a yellow flag. That's DJ Phil getting out the way of the leaders, and he does so very well. Gary though is right on the back of Ivor once again. And Prava's just got a little bit further ahead with these two. Into the tunnel we go, and Gary just can't seem to find a way through at the minute. Towards the chicane, and there you come, another yellow flag ahead. That is Emprava. He is out of this race. He has hit the wall. I know which wall he's hit as we then go into the tunnel. Emprava got a little bit too close to the wall, and in he goes, losing the car. We'll go on board with Leon Fernie. He's going to be in the middle of the circuit. He's already gone. The crew here is very good at getting rid of cars, and we don't think we're going to get a safety car. There seems to be some form of glitch, as we've been told, that there won't be any safety cars happening here. Exit Tibbs actually catching Emo. Oh, Tibbs nearly hits the wall. Tibbs nearly in the wall there without the front wing. This is very dangerous for him. He's got to try and survive. He's got to try and survive for the feature, because the feature is where the big points come in, and that's what he's trying to do at the minute. The Emo guy just ahead of him. He's got no front wing. That car is going to drive horribly. So much understeer. A. Smith is too busy. Got Monkey Boy breathing down his neck. So at the minute, we've lost Emplava, Matt Imovic, and Big Boy Brazier. Big Boy Brazier and Matt with no fault of their own. Not sure what had happened. I think they got disconnected or something. I'm not sure. But either way, they're both out of this race without any fault of their own. The AI did not want to take over. And we're in this situation. So James now in that P3 at the minute, can't catch the leaders. They are long gone. Tim leads the way from Max in second. James crosses the line in third place. Fourth is Ivor, but he's being hunted down by Gary 131 after being promoted past Emplava as he hits the wall down towards the chicane. Leon Fernie currently in P6 with Emo Guy in 7. 8 is Exit Tibbs, but he's being hunted by A Smith with the front wing damage. 10th is Monkey Boy. A Smith was in 9th place position. PN Motorsport brings in 11th. Smoky Devil in 12th, and 13th is DJ Phil. So all these guys being promoted up for the feature. And the answer to the front wings is many, says Disco. Ivor still under so much pressure from Gary 131, but Gary can't seem to find a way through. In a minute, something's going to have to give. And Smoky Devil gets a time penalty. So even up the streets of Monaco, you can still get caught out for corner cutting, and some drivers are. As Gary's trying anything and everything to try and find a way past Ivor. But Ivor just seems a lot better in the final sector. Gary seems to catch him in the other part of the sector. Leon Fernie now, a time penalty for multiple corner cutting. Emo Guy still struggling to keep the guys behind. I've got to pat Exit Tibbs on the back at the minute, because with that front wing damage, he's holding his own and holding on to 8th place. That car will be feeling horrible right now. Yellow flag, that is DJ Phil. He has had a moment. But right now, A Smith really... Oh, A Smith clips the inside. He does a... Charles Leclerc just clips the inside of the track and he loses the rear. Well, Matt, if it was any other driver, we'd still run it through. It's got to be multiple disconnection and only 2. But right now, Leon Fernie currently instead. We got a yellow flag. That's DJ Phil once again. DJ Phil, multiple corner cut, and he's got another penalty. Ivor's had a mistake somewhere because Gary's now moved up a place. Right now, Ivor trying to get back at Gary 131. As we are coming to the end of this race, only 2 laps to go. Right now, Tibbs is just hanging in there in that 8th place position. I say hanging in there, he's pulled a gap on A Smith now. And PM Motorsport is in 11th. Monkey Boy still trying to find a way past on A Smith. It's all just kind of laid out at the minute. Tim has worked his way past DJ Phil. It is now Max's turn to get past him, and he does so quite easily there. James now into the final sector. But right now, James has just got no answer for this sprint race. He's just going to have to wait to the feature to come to try and attack the top 2. But Tim has had it relatively comfortable. He's kept the gap between 1 to 2 seconds. And Max, just no answer for him at the minute. Monaco is a classic track of not being able to overtake. Monkey Boy's a little bit closer to A Smith at the minute, but it's all just calmed down towards the end of this race. 22 people watching. If you haven't done so, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified so you do not miss any of the great action here, and you do not miss a race like Monaco. But right now, A Smith has just done enough, I think, to keep Monkey... Oh, I say that, he's hit the wall. He's lost the front wing. This might be an opportunity for Monkey Boy to find enough. As A Smith really struggles there, he just lets Monkey Boy go. And through Monkey Boy goes. He's up into 9th place position. Tim now starts his final lap here. And there's a car off in the final sector. Ivor's clipped the wall or something. He's made a mistake. and he's lost time. DJ Phil once again, multiple track warnings again. He's got another penalty to his name. Tim now into the final half of this sprint race. He's on his way to score maximum points of this one. DJ Phil's off again. He's hit the wall. Max is actually caught onto the back of Tim at this point, as A. Smith now gets a penalty for multiple corner cut-in. Max now not able to attack Tim right at the end. Tim, I think, would just... Oh, he has a big moment in the final corner, but I think Tim has just done enough. Tim will win the sprint race here. Win to his name. To Max coming in second place. Third will go the way of James. He will score good points over Matt and Big Boy Brazier, but Max will gain on him as well. Gary 131 with a solid P4. He's going to be in a great opportunity to attack in the feature. Great stuff there from Gary, keeping his nose clean and no front wing gone. I'm very happy to see Gary make it to the end. Ivor in 5th place. Probably could have done a little bit more, a little mistake to him. Only allowed Gary to get through, but nonetheless, good race there from Ivor in 5th. 6th place will go the way of Leon Fernie into the final corner. He comes, a bit of a slide there. A Demo guy now gets a time penalty. I think he might just be able to get caught by exit tips because of it. He's got a 5-place grid penalty anyway for causing contact, but I think he will just hang on to 7th. He'll start 12th though overall. So Emo guy 7th place. Exit tips will come home in 8th. 9th will be the way of Monkey Boy. A Smith losing the front wing will come home in 10th. PM Motorsport will come home in 11th. And just behind him is Smokey Devil 12th, and bringing up the rear is DJ Phil. That is your sprint race done. And Tim is your race winner, and next thing you know, the race is already over. Very fast paced here at Monaco. And Tim is your race winner. Leon Fernie gets driver of the day. I wouldn't agree on that one. Driver of the day for me on that one probably would have been Gary 131. Did a very good job to work his way up through the pack. But it is Tim who takes the win on this one. He'll start on pole position for the feature. Max will start 2nd. 3rd will be James. 4th, Gary 131. 5th will be Ivor. 6th is Leon Fernie. 7th is Emo Guy. 8th will be Exit Tibbs. 9th will be Monkey Boy. 10th will be A Smith. 11th PN. 12th is Smokey Devil. 13th is DJ Phil. And Bravo will be 14th and bringing up the rear. And Matt will start 15th with Big Boy Brazier at the back as well. There's Laura in the chat saying, well done, Leon. And it's nice to see so many people in the chat. If you haven't done so, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We've still got the feature race to come. Yeah, if you enjoyed the sprint, the feature is going to be an interesting one for sure. As Matt's left the session again, so I don't know if it's a disconnection. I'm not sure. I'm not sure exactly what is going on with Matt's thing at the minute because he keeps being disconnected. Hopefully we'll get back in. I'm not sure what is going on here, but we should be able to get them back on the grid in a moment's time. We're just waiting for the drivers. Race starts in 30 seconds. But Tim gets the win. As Matt does manage to get himself back into the session. And let's hear from you guys. Who do you think is going to win the feature? Get behind your drivers, support them as much as you can as we're about to get underway for the feature. So the running order is Tim on pole position. That is the strategy they're looking at, possibly medium to the hard tyre, or you can go an aggressive way. Let's see what tyres they've all gone for. A multiple different one as well is is Matt and PN running at the minute. Looks like Matt is not in the car. Hopefully he will get in the car. And he's left the session again, so Matt is having problems here. But it is Tim on pole position, Max in second, third will be James, fourth will be Gary 131. Fifth is Ivor, as they're all a bit slow through that section there. Sixth is Leon Fernie. Seventh is Exit Tibbs. Monkey Boy is in 8th. 9th is A Smith. 10th will be PM Motorsport. 11th is Smoky Devil. Emo Guy will start in 12th. 13th is DJ Phil. 14th is Emplava. Matt is in 15th. And 16th is Big Boy Brazier. But Matt, at the minute, seems to be having issues. It's not allowing him to take control again. And I'm not sure why. I don't understand why he's unable to take control of his car. Disco was a little bit behind the stream there, as they all come to a stop towards the final sector, as Max nearly dropping it on the Tim did drop it on the formation lap, as they're all overtaking one another. It's not what we want to see. But more importantly, will this man be able to take control of his car? And I don't think he will. Once again, Tim on pole position. No, Matt is not going to get started here. The revs come on, and the green is gone. And we are go here in Monaco, and James has had a decent start on the inside. He's going to get on the inside of Max, and Max pins him in the wall, and that's it. Max holds on to second place as we got a yellow flag further back. That is M Plava, I think. No, it is DJ Phil and Gary 131. Is that facing the wrong way? No, Smoky Devil facing the wrong way. As Tim leads the way. Second is Max. Third is James. Fourth is Gary 131. Fifth is Leon Fernie. Sixth is Exit Tibbs. Seventh, Ivor. Eighth, Monkey Boy. Ninth is A Smith. 10th is M Prava. 11th is Big Boy Brazier. Emo Guy dropping down to 12th. 13th is PN. 14th is DJ Phil, and Smoky Devil bringing up the rear. But right now, the top two getting away from James once again, as my headset seems to be going a bit weird at the minute. But right now, Tim leading the way at the minute with Max in second. James is not quite close enough again. He is losing touch to the leaders. But right now, Gary has had a decent start. He's stuck to the back of James at the minute. But the top two now are trying to pull away. They're both on the hard tyre as well. So they're going to go as long as they possibly can. But how long can they go? Can they go a decent way around? And I know the pain of disconnections, and a couple of seasons ago back in the Pro, I got disconnected from Donington Park and was unable to race. Everyone else was, but sometimes it just happens. There's nothing you can do, and I feel very sorry for Matt at the minute that he's unable to race. But right now, Tim leading the way. Second is Max. Third is James. Fourth is Gary 131. Leon Fernie in fifth. And sixth is Exit Tibbs. Seventh is Ivor. Eighth is Monkey Boy. Ninth is M Prava. 10th is A Smith. 11th is Big Boy Brazier. He's not really made any inroads. Neither is Emo Guy in 12th. 13th is PN. 14th is DJ Phil. And Smoky Devil bringing up the rear. Not the start he would have wanted. But through the chicane they go. Oh, Max hitting the wall ever so slightly there. Gary's having a spectacular race here. Yellow flag. That looks like Ivor. He's had a moment. He's lost the front wing. Can he get it going? He looks like he's waited just about the right time. And the leaders go flying through. But right now, Ivor losing out big time there. He drops down the order. Tim now extends the gap on Max. James is not too far away, but obviously he's on a different strategy to the guys around him. Ivor had to pit, lost the front wing, and Gary now in P4. DJ Phil already got a penalty for multiple track warnings. But right now, James is just extending that gap to Gary. I don't know if Gary's got front wing damage. Leon Fernie is right behind him in P5. Exit Tibbs also not too far behind this squabble either. Gary gets a penalty for exceeding track limits once again. Into the middle sector they go. Leon Fernie, a little bit of lag there. Oh, clips the wall there. And unless we get a multiple car disconnection, Matt won't be able to get back into the session, so he's got to hope that something happens to everybody in this so he can get back in and race. But right now, Tim setting fastest laps at the minute on the hard tyre as well. These two are just pulling away. In third place is James, fourth is Gary, fifth is Leon Fernie, sixth is Exit Tibbs, seventh is N Plava. Monkey Boy in 8th, 9th is A Smith, 10th is Big Boy Brazier, 11th is Emo Guy, and 12th is PM Motorsport. DJ Phil having a squabble with Smokey Devil there, and Smokey puts him in the wall, and Smokey goes through. Ivor now on a recovery drive. If I was him, I would have probably put the hard tyre on. But right now, Tim on his way to try and extend his gap to Max. And Gary slowly bringing back James in once again. Obviously being on those softer tyres, he's able to try and push a little bit harder, better grip, but obviously that won't last as long. The same for Leon Fernie. Leon Fernie is actually giving Gary a hard time at the minute. And Gary at the minute doing everything he needs to do to stay in front. Many different strategies here. Obviously the king of this circuit is track position, and at the minute Tim and Max has that. So far we've only lost one driver at the minute. Up the hill they go, and Leon Fernie still can't find a way through on Gary 131 as Big Boy Brazier now on the hard tyre. He finds a move on A Smith. He gets the job on the outside, but A Smith on the battery power, and he can't hold it strong there, so he loses a place there. Big Boy Brazier works his way up. Emo Guy not quite close enough to get near him as he's understeering a lot through the first half of that lap. Has he got front wing damage? Is he struggling at the minute? Meanwhile, back to the front, it's Gary 131 on the back of James. Is he a little bit closer to attack? Not at this minute. Right now, this evening, it looks like Tim has had the edge over his mate Max Mould. Oh, Gary's just clipped the wall. Has he lost a bit of front wing? Not quite able to tell here. Oh, and he's clipped the wall again. He's really pushing the limits here. He has got a penalty to his name. And right now, Gary 131 trying to get onto the back of James. But he's unable to do anything at the minute. James, obviously, with those medium tyres, can extend. But right now, Leon Fernie just behind him. Leon Fernie really is giving Gary 131 a hard time at this stage. Oh, it's Leon Fernie nearly hits the back of him going into the hairpin. Oh, and Gary does clip the wall. He hits the inside and the outside wall. This is going to give Leon Fernie an opportunity. A Smith has come back at Big Boy Brazier. Oh, they're in the wall. Gary and Leon are in the wall. What is going on here? Leon Fernie is out of the race. Whoa, Exit Tibbs nearly hits him as well. Wow. So, Leon Fernie... Where is Monkey... Oh, we got a safety car. So much for a safety car. Oh, as Monkey Boy's just driven straight into him. What is going on here? Monkey Boy, a 5-second time penalty. A Smith with time penalty as well. What is going on here, lads? Wow. As Exit Tibbs into the pit straight away with the soft tyre. Wow. What drama here. Gary's into the pits also, probably to change the front wing. Yes, he is. How many people are changing front wings? Exit tips, no front wing. He's putting another set of softs on. So out he goes again, but again, it's all about track position. And Prava moves up ahead of Gary 131. Big Boy Brazier gets rid of the hard tyre. He's now onto the medium tyre. Monkey Boy's into the pits as well. PN gains massively out of that. He is up into 7th place. He's not quite going to get Gary 131, but he is now up into 7th place position. Great stuff from him. So, the glitch of some sort where there's no safety car at Monaco is not a thing. We have got a safety car here at Monaco. And Tim leads the way. This gives James a little bit of an opportunity to get onto the back of the top 2. So your running order now after all the pit stops are done. It's Tim leading the way. In second is Max Mulder. Third is James. Fourth is Exit Tibbs. And in 5th place is M. Prava. Gary 131 in 6th. 7th is PN Motorsport. 8th is Big Boy Brazier. 9th is Emo Guy. 10th is A. Smith. 11th is Monkey Boy. And 12th is Smoky Devil. Ivor currently in 13th. And DJ Phil bringing up the rear. This really helps Ivor out. He gets back into the pack and is able to try and work his way back through the order. But it does give a lot of people an opportunity to change strategy, change tyres, and get themselves ready to go again. As right now, Tim is going to be just behind the safety car, getting himself ready to get this race underway. But right now, Tim is your man, controlling the pace. Max is second, James in third in his favourite position ever. Exit Tibbs has had a decent start to this race. He is currently 4th at the minute. M. Plava in 5th. 6th is Gary 1317. It's Big Boy Brazier. Emo Guy currently in 8th and still struggling to get onto the back of the safety car. As Gary looks like he's had a little moment. And I think he has. As my PC's decided to go to sleep. Which is not what I want it to do. Why are you doing that? But right now, we are just under safety car conditions. And my PC is back on. Why has it gone to sleep? I do not know. As we see in the chat, JR Sim Racing, let's go Ian Tibbs. You've got this, says Tracy. But right now, Tim is your race leader. Exit Tibbs currently at the minute in P4, and Emo Guy at the minute, Ian in 8th place position. I've got to get used to calling him Ian. Obviously on the game it chooses to call him that, but I'm so used to him being called Emo Guy. As we finally start getting all the cars to come onto the back of the pack. As DJ Phil now slowly working his way onto the back of the pack also. Just make sure that all these guys stick to their delta and make sure they catch the safety car up and no overtaking as well. As all, and Prava has a lovely slide there. But Tim now into the chicane. I still call him Emo, as do I as well, JR. It's a tricky one to get out of. But right, safety car is in this lap. All these guys got to be cautious. They don't crash into the back of anybody else. As they now get themselves prepared and ready to get racing once again here in Monaco. I thought someone dropped it then, but Max looks like he's back in the pack right up. He needs to stay within a couple of lengths of Tim here. And Tim's just taking his time into the final corner. He will decide when he wants to go. And he is leaving it the very last second here. And Tim running right up to the line. And 5-second time penalty for collision with Exit Tibbs. And Tim has gone. Max has gone with him, as has James. And Exit Tibbs not able to go with the top three. But Max is on his way to try and attack Tim. He's had a great restart there, but he's unable to find a way past. And right now, Max is all over the back of Tim, but he's unable to find a way through. Just in the background is Big Boy Brazier. He's looking to make a move on Gary 131. Oh, and the Big Boy's really lagging at the minute. I thought he missed his braking and nearly hit the back of Gary. And Gary is going to need a brown pair of boxers at the minute because he is struggling to probably react to Big Boy Brazier's laggy car. Emprava, though, is on the move and attacking Exit Tibbs. Tibbs on the soft tyre hasn't got them fired up, and he nearly misses the chicane, but he gets it stopped. But once again, the top two have pulled away, and into the left-hander they go through the swimming pool. James just keeping within a touch reach of the top two, but is unable to do anything about them. Tim still leading the way as Gary always went to make a lunge on Emprava, and I think he's got the job done around the outside, and through he goes. Now Emprava has to deal with the laggy Big Boy Brazier, who's got Emo Guy behind him. Right now, Emo Guy looking for any opportunity as Monkey Boy has now got a time penalty for multiple track warnings. Big Boy Brazier is right on the rear wing of Emprava, but he is bouncing all over the shot. As A. Smith now has got through on PN. PN has lost the position. Monkey Boy's there as well, as is Smoky Devil. This could get interesting as they head down towards the hairpin, or Smokey makes contact with Monkey Boy. Ivor is just behind them all and can't find a way through. He is on those hard tyres and will be waiting for the right opportunity to get past the whole lot. But we go back to Big Boy Brazier, still looking to find a way past on Emprava. Emprava now, 3-second time penalty for multiple corner cutting. Oh, Emprava trying not to hit the wall. But Gary at the minute unable to stick to the back of Exit Tibbs. Exit Tibbs, though, is on the back of James. And DRS is now enabled. But at the minute, Tim leads the way on his hard tyres with Max just behind him. And it seems like Max, whenever he seems to race Tim, he doesn't seem as forceful as the other guy, so he's just being patient with Tim. But at the minute, Tim has got that under control. Right now, James is currently in third, and he started to come a little bit of pressure from Exit Tibbs, who's on those softer tyres at the minute. As they then come into the chicane. Exit Tibbs still can't seem to find a way through on James at the minute. We go to Emo Guy, who's trying to find a way past on to Big Boy Brazier, but Big Boy is an interesting... Oh, as we see there, Emo Guy hits the wall hard, and A. Smith is right on the back. He's just got another penalty, and look at the penalties racking up at the minute. As Jamie's into the pits, has he got front wing damage? Possibly so. I'm not sure what's going on here. He was struggling to get the front to turn in then. But Jamie's going to lose out some big points here again. But right now, Tim still leads the way with a 8/10 gap over Max Mulder. In third is James, and Exit Tibbs is still right there. We come away from the action as Smoky Devil has lost a place to Ivor. Ivor has gone through, but Smoky Devil's looking to make the move, but Ivor is still there, and PN also in this scrap as well. But right now, PN is waiting for something to happen. We have got a yellow flag. That's Big Boy Brazier. He is out of this race. So we've lost Matt and Big Boy. Where is that? That is at the top of the hill, and we've got another safety car. Safety car deployed. Jamie is out of this race. What a shame there. Jamie is out. And we deploy another safety car. And right now, these boys will be sick of seeing the safety car. James is into the pits. He's putting the hard tyre on. He could possibly get to the end, I think, on those hard tyres. So that's an interesting call there for James, but he has to keep his nose clean. The next person to come near him will be Ivor. He moves up. He's on those hard tyres as well. So these two in an interesting strategy right now. Obviously, the top two will have to pit eventually. Max is currently got a penalty as well, so has he been taking track limits? Let's have a look at the penalty. 3 seconds drive through for Emo Guy, drive through for Smithy as well. Speeding under the pit lane, I think. They obviously can't serve that during the safety car. They have to serve it when it's green. But at the minute, Max, Gary, and Plava with 8 seconds to his name. Monkey Boy with 3, Smokey with 3, and so is DJ Phil with 3. And let's go back with the tyres situation. And we have got, at the minute, the top 2 are on the hard tyre. But the ones to keep an eye out for is currently James and Ivor. Both on the hard tyre. They've got to hope that these lot all have to get out of the way. Also, Plava on the hard tyre as well. So the hard tyre runners that are on them now are in a possibly good position right now. The top 2, though, not so. So the top 2 may be in trouble here. So right now, once again, Tim leads the way as we've got exit Tibbs into the pit. So a lot of people opting to go on the hard tyre now. Now, obviously, the hard tyre should get them to the end. Oh my God, exit Tibbs nearly collides into the back of the pack there. Resumes back to his normal position. I don't know why, Matt. It looks fine from my end. There's a couple of drivers that are laggy. It was basically Jamie was the only one that's laggy to me. Everyone else was fine. But at the minute, Tim is your race leader. Max is nearly hitting him. Gary's now up into P3. Now, the question is, what can Gary do from there? Prava currently in P4. P5 is Emo Guy. P6 is James. P7 is Emo Guy. Sorry, Ivor. Sorry, I always get them mixed up. Don't know why. P8 is A Smith. P9 is Monkey Boy. P10 is Exit Tibbs. P11 is Smoky Devil. P12 is Piano Motorsport. 13th is DJ Phil. As once again, drivers are reminded that they do need to record their footage. If they do not record their footage, they will not be able to put any defense in. And the stream is not really classed as footage either. So, lap 16. Still quite a way to go yet. 23 laps still to go. And the top 2 have done quite a few laps on the hard tyre. They're really going to have to extend their gap as much as they possibly can as they come out, because the rest of the hard tyre runners now can go to the end, I reckon, if they're careful. As I don't know if Mike knows, they're still racing, so unable to give footage for drivers at the minute because they're still racing at the minute. But we're just waiting on DJ Phil just to join on to the back of the pack. But it is Tim on the front. Max is second. And let's have a look, see who's actually pitted at the minute. Stopped so far, so 1 apiece for Gary, Emplava, Emaguy and James. Then we got 2 for the rest behind, and down to DJ Phil, who is on 3 at the minute. The biggest winner so far has been Emplava. The biggest loser so far, probably Exit Tibbs or James, but obviously they've just pitted. Safety car is now in on this lap. So all the guys just making sure they do not hit one another. But it is Tim who will control the pace once again. Exit Tibbs gets past Monkey Boy. I'm not sure how. So Exit Tibbs really shouldn't be ahead. But either way, he's managed to sneak his way past. But Tim has gone. Max has gone with him. And Gary, where is he? He's caught asleep there. And those two have gone. And Gary in third. Emplava's gone with him. 5th is Emo Guy and 6th is James. And James now right on the rear wing of Emo Guy. He has got to be careful and take his time getting through the order. He has got younger hard tyres. And he's the one probably looking good to get to the end, as will A. Smith, Exit Tibbs, Monkey Boy and Smoky Devil all on the hard tyre. So they could easily get to the end. But Tim and Max now have to try and push it as far as they can. And try and make as much time as possible to the rest of the guys. Well, they're all too busy racing one another. Gary's also got to stick with them. But Emplava right now in P4. And as we see here, Emo Guy under pressure from James. James is right on the rear wing, but is not quite close enough. Was thinking about the inside, but can't do so. And Monkey Boy and A. Smith having a great little scrap as well. A. Smith looking to the outside. He'll have the inside, but he thinks better of it. And Smoky Devil wants a bit of the action as well. So Smoky Devil has a look down the inside, and he has got his way through. Or has he? No. And A. Smith hits the wall. A. Smith hits the wall. Has he got front wing damage? That's the question. I think he's managed to get away with it. Probably light damage. PM Motorsport right on the back of these boys as well. So the tyre advantage of Gary 131 on the medium has not worked. And he's not really stuck with him. PN has now worked his way past A. Smith. And A. Smith is into the pits for another front wing. Exit Tibbs now on the back of Ivor. And Ivor is on the back of James. And James is on the back of Emo Guy. And all these guys really try and have to keep that gap to the top 2. The top 2 really needs to extend their gap as much as they possibly can. Because right now, no one else has to stop really. And Gary also, I think, will have to stop as well. Maybe if he's able to get those tyres to the end. He has done the, I believe, yeah, he has done the required pit stop. So if he can get those mediums to the end, Gary could win this race. And we could have a different winner. But that is a long way to go on the medium tyre. Emplava just behind him, so there's no real aggression from him as Emo Guy is in the pits. James now moves up a place. He has got clean air now. Can he work his way onto the back of Emplava? He's already dropped Ivor very quickly, and Exit Tibbs is just behind him. Monkey Boy now gains a position as Emo Guy does his drive-through. That's why he's into the pits. And back out he comes in 11th place position, so that frees him up. Exit Tibbs now on the back of Ivor. But right now, Ivor is just looking to try and extend that gap on Exit Tibbs. And Exit Tibbs, again, on those hard tyres. Ivor's on the hard tyres as well. Ivor's got a long way to go on those hards. But Exit Tibbs now looking to try and find any opportunity to find a way past the AlphaTauri. Oh, there we go! Ivor a little bit too hot on the throttle. He goes round and into the wall. He loses the front wing. He's got to be careful, and he's trying to get right out of the way. He manages just to get out of the way of Smoky Devil, and into the pit he comes. Oh, that is a difficult place to get it around, but right now James has now got clear air. He can try and hunt down M Prava, and he can just about see him as well. So the gap is coming down to M Prava. Gary 131 is still within reach of the leaders as we got a yellow flag in the first sector. It's green again, so we're not sure why that is. But right now, M Prava. And Prava being hunted down by James right now. James is under a lot of pressure right now. He knows that he's got the tyre advantage on the cars in front. 6-lap-old hards. He's got to get to the end. 19 laps. He should be able to do that, no problem. These guys are currently on 20 laps and they've gone pretty far. Tim goes in turn 1. Max right behind him. Gary's not too far behind either. So Gary is sticking with these two. They're still losing a little bit of time to him, but at the minute Gary is just within reach of him. And the top two still have to pit. They have to do a mandatory pit stop. If Gary can nurse those mediums to the end, he's in a very, very good opportunity to win this race, but he has got a time penalty, as does N Prava. So realistically, James, if he can stick within 3 seconds of Gary, he'll gain the advantage on that. And this is why we've put the corner cutting on. As in the pits comes PN. Has that been another front wing to him, or is he had to do his drive through? He's back out. Who was the other one with the drive through as he goes across the white line? And there we go, corner cutting for PN. I think it was PM with the other drive-through, but look at already with the penalties racking up. But PN back on track. Tim still leading the way. He's got only half a second over Max. And Jamie and Matt are still looking for to find a reason why they've been disconnected. They reckon it's EA's end, but we're still running perfectly fine. No one's really lagging out. Tibbs is probably the only one lagging, but he's obviously in the US, so that might be an internet confliction. But all good our end this way, but it's just bad luck, I'm afraid, for those guys. But Tim... Right now, Max has got a time penalty as well to his name. So all these guys at the minute with time penalties, they're all going to lose out to James at the minute. James currently, I think, worked out the strategy quite well. As long as he keeps his nose clean, he is within the top two. So if we look at the gap leader, James is within 8 seconds of the race leader. He can go to the end on his tyres, no problem, and gain some good points. Right now, though, Max and Tim have to go. Gary's in. So Gary is in. He was only 2 seconds off. This should give us a rough idea where Tim and Max might drop out. No front wing change either. So Gary has to come in. He goes to the hard tyre. There's Monkey Boy. So they're going to come out in between Tibbs and James. At that rate, we got a yellow flag. Was that Emo Guy and Smoky Devil? It looks like it was, but they've got going again. So right now, James at the minute is in a very good position for a race win. As is Emprava, but obviously Emprava with that penalty to his name. James has to be patient here. He has to take his time. Tim and Max, though, have to come in and take their penalties. A mandatory pit stop is needed. DJ Phil is in the pits. But right now, Gary is on to the back of Monkey Boy. Also, Emo Guy is looking to make a move on Smoky Devil. As the top two are in, and Prava gets a penalty for exceeding track limits. And James has got through, and Prava's in. He's obviously got front wing damage. This should mean that James will take the lead of this race. He does so, and James now leads the Monaco Grand Prix. In second goes Exit Tibbs. He is on the hard tyre, and Tibbs now is ahead of the two. Yes, they're on the medium tyre, but track position is key. Gary now onto the back of Monkey Boy. Tracy the chat, Dan, can go say hi to Tibbs, GM and GPA? I have them watching. Oh, can you go say hi to Tibbs? I'm saying hi. That's I don't know if that's what you want, but hi. Oh, Tibbs is in the wall there ever so grandpa and granddad. Okay, I'm with you. So hello to Tibbs' grandpa and grandma, as Tibbs at the minute is currently in second place. Got the hard tyre on. He's looking very good at the minute for some good points. He's got a 5-second time penalty to his name though, which is not going to help him. As now we've got James coming onto the back of DJ Phil. DJ Phil really needs to get out of his way as quickly as he can, and he does so. He goes down the escape route and James goes through. Yellow flag, that is obviously for DJ Phil getting out of the way. Sorry, my English isn't great. I am English, but obviously dyslexic and I just struggle with reading. But thank you for Matt explaining it as grandpa and grandma. And hello to Tibbs' grandma and grandpa. Let's go. Tibbs says Beasting Gaming, as we see there, DJ Phil getting out of the way, but Tim and Max now have to try and clear him, as Smoky Devil has got past Emplava. Emplava's got front wing damage, and into the pits he comes again. Has Tim and Max cleared DJ Phil? Yes, they have. And now it's Gary's turn, as Monkey Boy has lost out to Gary. But right now, James is leading away with quite a comfy gap of 4 seconds ahead of Exit Tibbs. Exit Tibbs is 2.8 ahead of Tim and Max in third and fourth. Gary is currently in fifth place position. Sixth is Monkey Boy. Seventh is Emo Guy, as A. Smith gets a penalty, as we got a yellow flag. Not sure why, but it's gone now. Smoky Devil in 8th. 9th is Emo Guy. And we've got DJ Phil. He's in the wall again, or he's getting out of the way. Yes, he is. Nicely done there, Emo Guy. DJ Phil. And right now, James is coming up to lap traffic once again. He's got A. Smith and PN to try and pass. But right now, Exit Tibbs is going to be under some immense pressure very shortly from Tim and Max. And here they come. Can Tibbs hang in there? As now Tim is on the back of Tibbs. We've got a yellow flag, sector 2. That is A. Smith, looking like he is retiring there. Oh, he's got damage. He's got major damage by the looks of things. Is that going to deploy a safety car? As we are still green at the minute. A. Smith is out. That means DJ Phil will move up another place once again. And we stay green. Now Tim. Oh, Tim's looking to find a way past on. Oh, and Max has hit him. Max has hit Tim. And Tibbs is nearly gone into the back of... Sorry, Tim nearly gone into the back of Tibbs. But right now, like I said, track position is key. And right now, Tibbs is giving James a massive hand here just by holding these two up. But they have to find a way through themselves. Tibbs has got to make his hass as wide as humanly possible. Tim looking for any opportunity, but he can't find a way through. Oh, Tim has a moment. Oh, right now, these guys are going to be struggling as James now just needs to focus on getting his head down and extending his gap while this is all going on. Lap 27, 12 to go. Tibbs has got a long way to try and keep these two behind him. Tim with a relatively decent exit into the tunnel. Tibbs goes one way. Tibbs is staying to the outside. Is Tibbs going to try and stay strong? Tim has got him. So Tim now on the hunt to try and get past James now. Can he catch him just before the end of this race? But right now, Max now has to try and find a way past Tibbs. But Max has hit him. Max has just hit the back of Tibbs and just a little bit patient. You can see Tim getting away from him. But he's unable to find a way past Tibbs. So right now, Tim extends from this group here. A. Smith is out and left the session. James with a 3-point-second gap over Tim right now, but Tim is on the hunt. Right now, Max Mulder now trying to find a way past Tibbs, but has he got front wing damage? Yellow flag. That's once again DJ Phil in the final sector. Just seems to be struggling. But right now, Max is all over the back of Tibbs. As you see there's a car slow just ahead. That is Piano Motorsport. It looks like he's trying to best get out of the way. As Tibbs just defends the inside. Max unable to find a way through. Tim is bringing the gap down to the leader. PN staying right out of the way of this fight, and he ends up in the wall. But Tibbs trying everything he possibly can to keep that alpha behind him, but Max is so good in the final sector. Nearly rams into the back of Tibbs once again. But right now, Max can see that Tim is getting away. And Tim is near enough onto the back of James. James has got 10 laps. He's got to do a Daniel Ricciardo with a slower car at the minute. Try and hang on to this race win. Both Tim and James are on no penalty. So these two, I've got to battle it out. Max trying to find any opportunity. Tried through Casino Square, but couldn't find a way through into the hairpin. We got a yellow flag. That is DJ Phil once again, and Max hits Tibbs. Wasn't really on there. Max really didn't have enough of a car alongside, but this is the beauty of Monaco. There is nowhere to overtake, and track position is key. This is why Tim and Max are in this situation. Tim has passed Tibbs cleanly and has managed to get himself onto the back of James. As we see there, Smokey Devil and Prava having a little bit of a ding-dong, and it's Smokey Devil losing out. So James now under immense pressure from Tim, and Tim really revving that car up. And there's nothing at the minute. There's no opportunity for him to get through, as he's got James right in front of him, and Tim couldn't be any closer if he tried. He is now harvesting. And around the outside goes Tim. Has he got the job done? James gives him a space and respect, and he just hangs in there. Max Mulder has finally got past Tibbs, and Tibbs now losing out on a podium position, as Tibbs wants to try and fight back, but the tyre advantage is just not going his way. James now just has to try and defend for 9 laps around Monaco. But right now, Tim has got a great opportunity. As I see there, Ivor has made a move on Emo Guy, because Emo Guy is into the pits. Let's go back to the top 2. Tim couldn't be any closer if he tried. Tim is trying so hard. So where Max was getting held up by Tibbs, Tim is now getting held up by James, and James just holding him and on the apex as Tim runs into the back of him. DRS open for Tim, but still no way to get past. James defending for his life here. As now Max has been released, he's able to try and chase down the top 2. But James is trying so hard to keep in the lead as Tim gets so close to the rear of James. And again, he gets very, very close as they go down towards the right-hander. Tim has got the job done, and James losing out. Just superior grip there, and Tim is back in the lead of this race. James, though, got to think, though, that Tim hasn't turned up for a couple of rounds, so he is losing out in points anyway. But James, at the minute, currently in second place, but he's going to be hunted down by Max now. The tyre advantage has gone the way of Tim. It all depended if they could overtake, and just James couldn't hang in there. He's still hanging with him though, so if he could tow him around, then he might be able to come back in. And Gary 131, another 3 seconds to his name. But right now, James has actually creeped onto the back of him once again. So is Tim now starting to hold James up? If so, not really what we want to be seeing right now, as they are on opposite teams, but we don't know this for sure. But Tim did have some pace and was able to catch James very quickly, and now James is back onto Tim. So one opportunity, if this is Tim's plan, then he has to be careful he doesn't make a silly error, because if he does, James will attack him. So right now, Tim leading the way. In second is James. Third is Max, but Max has got a penalty to his name. Let's have a look at the penalties. Right now, we have got a yellow flag. Right now, Max has got a 3-second penalty to his name for cutting corners. And right now, Tim is obviously backing Max up, backing James up into Max. It's all well and good, but if James can stay within 3 seconds, then Max will just lose out anyway. So what is the point? You might as well just go and focus on your own race. But right now, Tim is backing James up. And James now under some serious pressure from Max Mulder. You can see James just struggling for grip. Max is close enough to attack. Is he going to try and lunge down the inside? He's going to try it. And he hits James. And that is all down to Max then. Max obviously tried to go for the move, but clearly was not on there. And he's hit the wall now. Probably some front wing damage to his car now. So James now on those hard tyres just seems to be struggling for grip and traction, as PN has been into the pits once again. And now DJ Phil trying to stay well out the way, and Max nearly hits him. Oh my god. Very close there, as now Tim is disappearing into the distance. James is trying to get back into a rhythm. And Max, what's happened to Max here? He's dropped down the order. What has happened to Max here? I'm not sure what's happening. He was very slow, as DJ Phil has had a moment again. So Max now has dropped right off the back of James. And James now staying strong in P2. So James really now has to just focus on not getting a time penalty or cut a corner, because at the minute he will beat Max. The only person who'll beat him at the minute will be Tim. And right now Tim has got a decent gap of 3.6 ahead. James in second. Third is Max Mulder. Fourth is Exit Tibbs. He's being hunted down by Gary 131 lap by lap. And I think as well, Gary with less penalties, he might gain a position as well. No, it's by a second, so Gary will have to pass him and gain a second. Yellow flag, final sector. Once again, that is DJ Phil. No real close fights at the minute, bar Exit Tibbs and Gary 131. 5 seconds to Exit Tibbs. 6 seconds, and Smoky Devil racks up another time penalty. What is he on now? So 12 seconds for Smoky Devil. And Gary really trying to hunt down Exit Tibbs here. We need to get past him. Gary now. Can he do anything about Tibbs? And Tibbs is just trying his best to hang in there for 4th place. Max is starting to come back at James. Ever so slightly. And James just doing everything he needs to do for this second place. He would gain some big points over his rivals of Big Boy Brazier and Matahimovic. DJ Phil, another time penalty to his name. Let's make it that one. DJ Phil racking up the penalties. The front wings weren't the problem, it's the time penalties that are coming in. But Tim, still leading the way at the minute. Your closest fight at the minute is probably Exit Tibbs and Gary 131. Monkey Boy is actually catching on to the back of Emprava as well. So Monkey Boy on those softer tyres, can he find a way past Emprava, the Latvian? I think Max Mulder has probably got front wing damage, and that is why he is struggling at the minute. Just in the background there, you see the Ferrari PN Motorsport. He's on the soft tyre at the minute. But in the feature race again, James is about to score some decent points. But Tim will take maximum points at the minute. Fastest lap, I'm not sure who has got that at the minute. That's Max Mulder. He's got fastest lap at the minute by only a 10th. But obviously on lighter fuel. But Tim leading the way. James in second. Third is Max. Fourth is Exit Tibbs. Fifth is Gary 131. Sixth is Ivor. Seventh is Emprava. Eighth is Monkey Boy, and he's hunting him down. With Emo Guy currently in ninth. With Smoky Devil in 10th as Emo Guy gets right out of the way of James there. Smoky Devil in 10th. He's going to score some points, even though it's just one. PM Motorsport in 11th, and 12th is DJ Phil. Two more cars and he would have scored some points here. But Tim going into the final sector now to start the 38th lap here. As Beastin Gaming saying hold on for fourth, Tibbs. With Grandma and Grandpa watching, he needs to do everything he possibly can because Gary 131 is coming for him. And there's Gary in the back. He's not had a good run this lap, Gary. He's actually lost a lot of time to Tibbs here. But meanwhile, Monkey Boy is the one on the attack on Emprava. Emprava on those old mediums. They want to avoid the walls as much as they possibly can now. Alfa Romeo will be scoring relatively well once again, as will Williams also. And then Brava just struggling in the swimming pool at the slow chicane section where all the boats sit at the harbour. Into the fast left-hander, into the swimming pool. Monkey Boy still not close enough to Emprava at the minute. Oh, I think Emprava's hit a wall. And he's very slow there, so I think he has just clipped some form of wall. DJ Phil, another time penalty to his name. I think DJ Phil is trying to go for the most time penalties to his name. So far, only 3 drivers managing not to get time penalties at the minute. But we go back to Gary and Tibbs. This is close now. We start the final lap here at Monaco. He does need to get in front. He does need to get past as we see a slow car. That is Emo Guy getting right out of the way of this scrap. Emo Guy allows these two to fight on. Exit Tibbs is just going to hang in there. Even if Gary does get past, he needs to make more than a second on Tibbs. I don't think he's going to do it. Meanwhile, Tim going through the final parts of this race. He's done fantastically. He's won the sprint. He took pole position and he's going to win the feature. He did lose out on track position to James earlier on, but did find a way past him. And he is going to go on and win this race. Meanwhile, Gary is still not quite close enough to the back of Exit Tibbs. He's running out of time. James is going to extend his championship lead over Big Boy Brazier and Max Mulder. exactly what James needs in this championship. But Tim is into the final corner now. Tim is gonna come home, and he wins 2 for 2 here in Monaco. Tim is your race winner. Second place will go the way of James. He comes towards the line now. James comes home and takes second place. Big points for himself. No penalty his name as well. So Tim and James, one of the only few to get to the end without a penalty. Max will come home in third. Exit Tibbs comes cross line, fails service penalty, but he finishes in fourth. Gary in fifth. Sixth will go Ivor, who's coming across the line. And Prava coming through as well. We see PN cross the line for 11th place position. Emo Guys finished in 9th. We're just waiting on Ivor, who is currently in P6 at the minute. A decent one for him. A good recovery on those hard tyres. Get your votes in for driver of the day, guys. So Ivor coming into the final sector now. And he is going to take her. He's going to be the only other third person not to get a penalty here tonight. Towards the line now, Ivor takes 6th place position. Emprava coming into the final sector. All very sideways there. Emprava will come home for 7th and survives Monaco. 8th will go the way of Monkey Boy. 12th goes DJ Phil across the line. He stays 12th. Monkey Boy crossed the line in 8th, and bringing up the rear was Smoky Devil there. Good race, says Tracy in the chat for Tibbs, as Emo Guy comes home 9th. But your race winner is Tim. Driver of the day goes to Exit Tibbs, and I'll tell you what, I'll give an agreement to that. Tibbs definitely was driver of the day for me. Matt's still salty in the chat. I'm also going to give an honourable mention to Gary131 as well. James, another spectacular drive. But I think overall driver of the day for me has to go to Tim. He was unstoppable tonight. Race win, pole position for sprint and feature. Great race for sure for Tim. A great comeback for himself. But James will extend his championship lead, as Beasted Gaming says, Tibbs driver of the day as well. As I just update the tables right now, and I believe they are up to date. By the looks things, they are. I'm just going to give it a minute though. Who else is in the chat? Mummy D, interesting race. Well done, boys. Tibbs shouldn't have got a penalty. That's the way the game runs though. But that is it. Tim is your race winner. James come home in second. Third is Max Mulder. In that race, I'll go to the race results because obviously it doesn't want to do it that way. So Max Mulder in third, fourth is Exit Tibbs, fifth is Gary131, sixth is Ivor, seventh is Emplava, eighth is Monkey Boy, ninth is Emo Guy, 10th is Smoky Devil, 11th is PN and Motorsport, 12th is DJ Phil, 13th A Smith, 14th is Big Boy Brazier, 15th is Leon Fernie, and bringing up the rear was Matt Ahimovic as well. Tables are done, says Matt, and this is how they look. If I do another refresh just to make sure. James leads the way from Tim at the minute. 13 points separated them. James is on 84 points. Tim is second. Third is Max Mulder. Fourth, Big Boy Brazier drops down the order with Gary131 in fifth. Sixth is Emo Guy. Seventh is Ivor. Eighth is Matt Ahimovic. Ninth is Tibbs. 10th is Emprava. 11th is Monkey Boy. 12th is Leon Fernie. 13th is Smoky Devil. 14th is PM Motorsport. 15th is Forzy. 16th is A Smith. 17th, Bozzy. 18th is C Smithy. 19th is Greg C, and probably going to be removed from the season, and 20th is DJ Phil. Regarding the team's championships, it is Williams who leads the way with 11 points ahead of Alfa Romeo in second, with Aston Martin sitting in third. Fourth is AlphaTauri, fifth is Alpine, sixth is Ferrari with Haas in seventh, eighth is Red Bull, ninth is Mercedes, and 10th up the rear is McLaren. That is it for Monaco. What an interesting race we have had here. Fantastic racing all the way around. Tim with an unstoppable night's worth of racing, taking 2 race wins to his name. James extends his championship lead as we then head to the next round of the season, which will be, I believe, Baku. We head to Azerbaijan. Yes, we do. For round 5 of the championship, make sure you tune in on Sunday as we will have Azerbaijan back on the table once again for round 5. Make sure you tune in also, as it's only 2 weeks away before we get our ACC season away, as we start the season off at Catalonia with Pro-Am and Pro. All the cars are being settled, all the drivers are being put into teams, and we'll be racing under the beautiful sunshine of Spain in Catalonia in 2 weeks' time. But for everyone here in Monaco, it's been a fantastic race. Tim is your race winner. James extends the lead. That is it from me. This has been F1, and this has been Simplay Motorsport. Good night.